Midweek insights for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network meteorologist Danielle Noyce here. We're going to start with a tropical update first, then shift to the breakdown of severe weather here at home for Thursday, weekend overview so you can make your plans with ease, and some beneficial rain on the way for Monday. More on that coming up. Let's start down in the Gulf. We talked about this yesterday. Area of low pressure hugging the Texas coastline. A lot of moisture and energy with this that will move over the Gulf Coast states in the coming couple of days. A little bit of gusty wind, yes, perhaps a touch of surge, but the primary concern is with the heavy rainfall through the end of the week. You notice the deeper reds and purples in here. That lines up to about 10 plus inches of rain in localized areas. And then there's a big swath that sees about 3 to 6 inches that extends all the way into western Georgia and then even hugs portions of the coastline of Texas. So localized flash flooding will be a concern through the end of the week. For us here at home on Thursday, the severe threat extends all the way from New England and then down into the mid-Atlantic. There will also be some isolated strong to severe cells really up and down the eastern seaboard. But what do these greens and yellows really mean? This is the Storm Prediction Center risk category. So I want to talk about this briefly because this is the greatest risk we've had so far here in New England this year. And what each category means is pretty important. They're ranked from 1 to 5. 1 is a marginal risk. That's the lower side. And then it goes all the way up to a high risk at 5. So we're in this 2, this slight zone with scattered severe storms possible during the day on Thursday. They will be short-lived and or not widespread, but isolated intense storms. Definitely a day to be weather aware for sure. Is everyone going to see a severe storm? No, but the risk is pretty elevated. Are you going to hear about some severe storms? Likely during the day on Thursday. The overall severe chance, we're putting at a 65% chance somewhere in New England. Tornado risk is fairly low, but it's not zero. So there will likely be some rotation in the storms that do develop. The greatest risk by far in any severe thunderstorms that develop Thursday here in New England will be for damaging wind gusts, putting that at a 65% risk somewhere in New England as well. Hail and flash flooding are a lower risk and the lowest risk out of these categories. So let's time things out. A lot of times with these surges of humidity and a warm front, we can get kind of sneaky amounts of precipitation that come in. So what I mean by that is I do expect scattered showers, some downpours, maybe an isolated storm for our Thursday morning. There will be some breaks in the action that develop. So our app is a great tool to have to track things. And then over the course of morning, some pockets of rain and showers fill back in. I think a lot of the severe threat will depend on if we can get breaks of sun and warm our temperature up. We certainly get a surge in humidity. It's going to be rising through the 60s to lower 70s. But do you notice a number of thunderstorms around even by midday? I think the greatest risk is from about 11 a.m. and through 7 o'clock or so. Notice by 3 p.m., western, central New England, into some scattered storms, deeper reds in here. So yes, we're going to watch that threat closely. 60s and 70s north to 80s or 70s and 80s in southern New England. Again, not everyone sees a storm. The action should weaken as it comes east over the course of late afternoon and evening. And then after 6 or 7 o'clock, it's really still an isolated storm threat, but much lower in terms of coverage and intensity, clearing skies coming in after that. So download our app if you haven't already. The interactive radar and past plus future mode is great to have. And if you have our app, just do me a favor, make sure location and alerts are turned on so you get any warnings that pop up or any notifications from Matt and I as well. How much rain falls? We could use some, yes, but it will be very variable depending on where the thunderstorms come through. So this is kind of a general overview, and it looks like far southeastern New England is most removed from some of the heavier rainfall amounts that may top out over an inch or two in portions of northern New England, but really little, if anything. Now, again, don't focus on the exact number. You get a thunderstorm that comes through, you may get a little bit more than that, but not a whole lot adding to the gauge here in southeastern New England. More like a half an inch to an inch the farther west and north you go, again with those locally higher totals. Wind at the mid levels of our atmosphere, we get a strong low-level jet coming overhead. So these deeper kind of whites and reds here indicate some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds just above our head. So we get some of these downpours and thunderstorms that develop, and that can transport that wind to the surface. So that's why the damaging wind threat is so high during Thursday afternoon into the evening hours, and why we may get some localized wind damage that results. Outside of that, it is just a windy day. The wind out of the south-southeast increasing in the morning, some 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts, but you see some of the yellows popping up here. I do anticipate some 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts in spots, and that will last into the afternoon, particularly, of course, in any localized thunderstorms. Then the wind will shift around, and it's a breezy day on Friday. Many gusts that will still be running about 25 to 35 miles per hour. So you'll notice the wind over the course of the afternoon. By the way, the Cape may get some isolated gusts that go over 50 for our Thursday evening. After that, the front is offshore, brings in less humid air for Friday. So a really nice day. There may be still a shower in far northern New England. That's about it, because there's still some upper level energy around this weekend. So I don't want to promise a completely dry weekend, because watch what happens. Saturday, northern New England, you get into some scattered showers, and a couple of them may try to come south. There is some cold air aloft, so that does mean some instability. Should you cancel outdoor plans? Absolutely not. Particularly the farther south you go, you have a better chance of staying mainly dry. And Sunday, there may be some showers that pop as well, but again, not a whole lot in terms of coverage, and they should be generally light. So we'll watch that closely. Sunday night into Monday, next system, a lot of moisture and energy with this one as well. That should spread areas of rain in. Sunday night into Monday, we'll watch the timing of it closely. This area of low pressure will go by, may mean a gusty wind at the coastline as well. So that's our next period of pretty active weather, which would be really useful rain for portions of drought-stricken areas here in New England. High temperatures on Thursday, 70s to lower 80s, and the dew point, goes up 60s to lower 70s. So a real soupy air mass. You're going to feel the difference. Thursday night, drier air starts to come in, 50s and 60s from north to south for overnight lows. Friday is a warm day, 70s and 80s, and a breezy day, but the dew point drops, so it feels much better. Beautiful end to the week. Friday night, 50s and 60s. Yet again, the breeze stays active, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, 70s to lower 80s, 60s in far northern New England, kind of similar temperature-wise on Sunday. The humidity, both weekend days, will be on the lower side. So comfortable air that comes back into place. Maybe you're watching this video right on our stream. Anytime, anywhere. We still hear from many of you that say, oh, we missed you on TV. Well, guess what? You can watch us on TV. Open up the YouTube app and search 1 Degree Outside Network. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this 1 Degree Outside video.
Get exclusive content, support the mission at membership.onedegreeoutside.com. And don't forget, free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Search the #1 Degree Outside Weather.